A different venue than most is the title of this email. Hello, Steve. My name is Kenneth, but Ken is preferred most of the time. Okay, Ken. Gotcha. I'm a viewer of your channel for months now and thought I'd share a strange encounter with you. First, let me fill you in on a little about myself. I'm 55 years old, 56 next month. I grew up about a mile from the beach in Los Angeles, about a mile from LAX airport, into a little neighborhood of middle-class homes and some very expensive homes. The area has the last natural wetlands and estuaries in Los Angeles. And when I was a kid, there was still unoccupied land we called bean fields because wild pinto beans still grew in some areas. We used to ride dirt bikes and sneak our pellet rifles out and shoot at the jackrabbits and cottontails. Always missing. Kind of on purpose. Come on, you know you got a couple of them. Now, the area is developed and the ponds are gone and so are the fields. Now the story. When I was about 14 or 15 maybe, one of my best friends and I, he happens to still be one of my best friends today, and he still lives in the house he grew up in, that I spent years hanging out at. One night after a day at the beach, he and I rode our bicycles to a girl's house to hang out with her and her girlfriend. At around 10 o'clock that night, the girls had to be home, and we rode with them to their house. This is only about 10 blocks of residential houses away from my friend's house, and I was spending the night there so we could get up early and hit the beach. After getting our teenage kisses goodnight from the girls, we started to ride home, but as we turned the corner from one street to the next, there was something in the street. It was fairly lit up by the street light, but being so close to the ocean, it was a little misty fog. Not at all thick, just typical moisture from the ocean. We stopped where we were, and the thing was probably 100 feet away, and it moved, hearing us. It was hard to figure out what it was. It looked right at us with a twisted face of what looked like a dog, but human-like. It was on all fours, with its hind legs very much longer than the front, causing its back to be arched, and it was hairy and grotesque. Ew. That's almost like it's, poised to lunge, right? That's creepy. Like disfigured. And my friend and I looked at each other and I said, "What the F is that? Do you see it? Is it a dog that got hit by a car?" And then it howled like something crazy, dog-like, but trailed off like a man in pain. It howled again, looking right at us. It was almost as if it wanted us to come closer to it, or to help it, or something worse. My friend and I both knew we needed to get the hell away from that thing fast before it finished transforming or whatever it was doing. We didn't have to say anything. We both turned our bikes around and rode home as fast as we could ride. It only took about 5 minutes or less to get to his house. We quickly put our bikes in the backyard and let both dogs in the house. And we both had that hair standing, eyes watering, almost crying, for being so scared. From being so scared, thing going on. And we kept looking out the windows. Okay, typo. Probably almost crying from being so scared. And things going on. And we kept looking out the window of his bedroom to see if the thing had followed us, but nothing came around. And his dogs, big German Shepherd and Husky mix, around 120, 130 pounds each, would definitely make noise if anyone or anything came near the house. We stayed awake talking about what we saw, so not to think we imagined it or that the other didn't see or hear the same things. We were scared silly, and we were both tough kids and very adventurous about checking out abandoned houses and doing crazy things. We told some people and got laughed at, or whatever, and we both stopped talking about it, except to each other. To this day, we both get goosebumps and that creepy feeling when we talk about it. Dogman, werewolf, sure was. That's for sure. I'll add a quick story from the two of us. I'll add a quick story that the two of us went through not long after that encounter. We were at another friend's house to watch the movie The Exorcist. Oh, joy. The friend had cable TV. Before, it was cable TV and the box played movies. So while watching one of the scariest movies of that era, we hear sirens coming right by the house, and they stopped. and we could see red lights flashing and more sirens. So we go outside to see what was going on. And about 4 houses down the street, is a church, and it was on fire. That freaked us out also. And of course, we had to ride our bikes home again that night also, scared shitless, riding as fast as we could. And I was going home, so I had about another 7 or 8 minutes of riding alone through the neighborhood. I never rode so fast while looking everywhere for anything crazy. I guess, okay. So, well, that's it, Steve. Very few people have heard those stories, but my friend and I still talk about them to this day, 40 years later. Thanks for doing what you do. Sorry to hear about macaroni, but we'll see our pets and friends and family on the other side. God bless you and stay safe. And here's another one. Another paragraph. Steve, I forgot to mention in my first email why I brought up the wetlands and bean fields around my neighborhood in the middle of the city. I did because there is all kinds of wildlife in those areas. And in the neighborhood, red fox, coyote, bobcats, raptors, owls, raccoons, snakes, vermin, rabbits, and many other things for sure. So, strange creatures could exist without detection, even in the shadow of one of the world's busiest airports and Marina del Rey and Venice Beach on the other side of the wetlands and open space to the airport, safety perimeter from the runways. Just thought I'd let you know. Thanks again. Gotcha, man. Appreciate that. That'd be a little creepy being a kid watching The Exorcist and all of a sudden there's a church on fire down the road at the same time. What the F?